What's up, guys? So I've been playing this new game called VainGlory lately. It's a multiplayer online battle arena game, or otherwise known as a MOBA. I kind of just got tired of Clash of Clans after Town Hall 11 came out, and I just started losing interest in that game. And it just seemed like the kind of skill required for a game like Clash of Clans, it wasn't really that demanding skill based. So this is a game that is all about skill, and I love games that are all about skill, games that you need to be very quick with your timing and being able to really perform well with your character and what they have to offer, all of their abilities, and use that in team play. So this is a 3v3 game. And there's only one map. It's this map, and I mean, for anyone who's played like League of Legends, it's basically like a dumbed down version of League of Legends. There's a lane, there's a jungle, there's turrets, and there's little objectives you have to do, and there's items you can buy from gold from farming. So that's what we're doing here right now. Is I'm playing Katherine. She's a protector role. So her main role, when you're playing like utility Katherine, is to pick up items that are going to help out your team and that are going to make your team more effective in team battles, when it's like when the three of you are fighting the enemy team, all three of them. And I really love Katherine because she's very powerful. Her abilities allow her to harass other players and not really let them do too much. They end up just pretty much running away from Katherine all the time. Like right there, I scored a kill, like a really early kill. I mean, it probably should have been given to our laner right there, but he ended up dying, and I ended up just grabbing the kill. So she has a stun and a silence, and when used correctly with your team, it can be very effective. And the kind of items you buy for your hero that you select can also alter the way that they play, and the way that, like, your personal preference of how you want to play your hero. You can be like a tanky mage and soak up a lot of damage but still dish out a good amount of damage, or you can be a mage who just picks up nothing but damage items, and you're going to be very squishy and take a lot of damage and die probably instantly. But if you have teammates who are building certain comps, then obviously if you want to be an effective 3v3 team and win matches, then you have to build accordingly to what items your teammates are picking. So here, I'm not playing with anyone I know. This is just a solo queue, solo ranked match. I've just been solo rank queuing in this game. And currently I'm at skill tier 5. I think it's decent-ish. And so right now we're basically just trying to farm up gold, trying to level up and get to the late game to where most of the action happens. So as you kill minions, as you get the last hits, you will get experience and you will level up. You start at level 1, and throughout the course of the match you go up to level 12. Level 12 is the max level in any match. But what I like about this game is there's nothing to accomplish. There's no time you have to spend acquiring items, acquiring gear, acquiring things, waiting for anything. Everyone's on the same playing field. It's just 100% skill based and how you perform with your hero and with your team. So this is the lane here that we're waiting in the bush. When you're in the bush, no one can see you. The enemy team can't see you unless you walk out. And it's like indicated to you when you leave that your health lights up. That means that the enemies can see you. So like right here, they're trying to get a kill on our laner, and so we are trying to prevent that kill at the moment. So all three of us are in the lane, and I think the three of them are going to continue to be in the lane as well, because scoring an early kill can really make a big difference in terms of the amount of gold that you can acquire for the match. Because ultimately, the more gold your team acquires, the better items you'll have, and the bigger of an advantage you'll have over the enemy team. And so If you are constantly killing the enemy team, or like in the early game, then you're going to devastate them later on, because you're going to be way ahead in items and you're going to have the advantage. So we're trying to do that right now. We're trying to intimidate, walking into their territory. We're going into their jungle, trying to take their farm away from them so that they're not able to really get as much gold and get their items. So that's basically how to play this game effectively once you are comfortable with MOBAs, and you can actually start to go into the enemy bases and just do some clever things with your team, even if you're not communicating, right? Like right now, we're not communicating at all. There's only 5 pings at the top right of the screen that you can use to help communicate with your team. So like right there, our laner who just died, he's question mark pinging us because he wants to know like why we weren't up there to help him. And now all 3 of them are here, and they're trying to land a kill on me. They're all chasing me now because our teammate Taka just ran away. So they're all trying to chase me. But Katherine has a lot of health. She has a lot of defensive abilities. And so they went after our Taka. So I just went right back to the home base to get my health back, buy an item, and try to get back in. Like, really, you really shouldn't worry about early deaths, because they don't really matter all that much. It really all comes down to the late game. So the whole point is to just try and farm up as much as you can and get the item advantage and buy items in a smart manner so that you can effectively help out your team in the best way possible. So here I'm in the lane again because our laner is not there. You always want to have someone in the lane so that no one is pushing your turrets, because your turrets are the only things that are keeping the enemy from advancing into your base. The ultimate goal is to get to the other side of the base, destroy all the turrets, and destroy the vein crystal, and that's how you win. Each match lasts on average between 20 and 30 minutes. Sometimes they'll be quicker than that, sometimes they'll be longer, depending on how good both teams are. And you only have 3 abilities, and you have the option to put your skill points. Every time you level up, you get a skill point to put it in one of your 3 abilities to max them out. So you have your A ability, which is your first ability, your B ability, which is the second ability, and then you have your ultimate. And you only have enough points to max out 2 of the 3 abilities. So you can choose to max out your ultimate, or you can choose to max out both your A and B ability and then not max out your ultimate. So that's also a decision that you have to make. If you really think that your B ability would benefit your team, then you want to max that ability out. Or if you think your ultimate ability would help more, then you want to max that out. So our laner, our guy playing Ringo, he keeps on question mark pinging us because he's wondering like what it is we're doing. And we're just trying to farm up and get some gold so that we can actually eventually go raid into their territory and take this game away from them. And that's what we end up doing later on in this match. You'll see. So every hero has a place in this game. That's one thing I really like about it. Is I think at the moment there's 22 heroes, and every hero has 3 abilities, and it seems pretty balanced. There might be a few heroes who have very strong points about them that make them seem overpowered against others, but every hero has a place, and when used correctly and their abilities utilized in the best way possible, they're very effective. I die here because I just wasn't able to escape those 2 junglers that were in there on the enemy team. So with Katherine, since she's a protector, her main role is to buy utility items, like items that are going to help your team out. Items like the fountain, which is going to regenerate their health. Items like the war horn that'll make your teammates run faster for a brief period. Items like contraption, which I think is probably my favorite item to get for Katherine. It's where you're basically able to place scout traps anywhere on the map, and if an enemy walks over a scout trap, it will detonate, and it'll cause a pretty significant amount of damage to them, and it'll also grant you vision of where they are on the top right minimap. And I believe that's really crucial. If your whole team can see where the enemy team is at all times, because you have so many scout traps placed all around the map, by having the contraption, like that's what will end up happening is when I get contraption, I'll end up placing scout traps pretty much everywhere where the enemy will most likely be walking. And so eventually there will be so many scout traps all over the place that we'll have almost constant vision on where the enemy is. We'll have constant vision on if they're trying to take the gold mine and get some gold. I think I score a kill here with my ultimate. And I mean, I probably wasn't really helping my team out all that much this match. I was kind of just focusing on acquiring my items and making sure that I was getting the necessary items that would help keep my teammates alive in the late game. Because I've noticed when you're solo queuing, you kind of have to take note of what the enemy or what your teammates are going to be buying and how likely they are of going out and doing stupid things and dying. And so I've been kind of thinking differently about which items I want to purchase as Katherine. I used to get the contraption first, but I think I like going for the fountain first now, because it heals up my teammates when they're taking damage. And when we're caught in a situation where it's a 3v3, that fountain can really help. It can give enough health back to my teammates to where we can land a kill and make it a 3v2, and we can easily score an ace, which is when you kill all the enemy teammates before any of them spawn. And when you get an ace, you get all your health back, you get all your energy back, your minions get stronger in the lane, and they're able to push the turrets. So, you know, there's a bunch of objectives to really take note about and understand in this game, how they all work, and really just understanding the synergy between your character's abilities with your teammates' abilities. So like right now there's a fight here in the lane, and my shield just did so much reflective damage on that glaive that he just killed himself basically. And I think I just used my ultimate there thinking that Arden was going to stay alive, but he died before I could even get it off. So now we know that we just scored an ace. So now we're going to steal the gold mine. The gold mine gives you a lot of gold. It gives you like 300 gold, and that's a pretty big amount for each of your teammates. You each get 300. That's pretty significant, and it's going to give you a pretty good advantage of items over the enemy team. And so whichever team can get the better items quicker, they're going to have a major advantage. So that's what's also really great about this game, is you can be doing terribly in the very beginning and not really be able to farm up because the enemy is like really harassing your teammates and they're pushing into your territory and stealing your minions and not letting you farm to get gold so you can buy your items. But eventually, when you do in the late game are able to get the items you need, you can turn the game around. If the people on your team are actually good players, but you just happen to get, you know, like one bad early jungle raid from the enemy team can ruin the entire match, or it could end up ruining the match for them if they happen to fail at doing it. There's a lot of unpredictability with this game, but at the end of the day, it's all skill based. So you see those green circles, those are all the scout traps I'm placing. I'm placing these scout traps, and I'm able to place flares like that. So I saw where all the enemies were hiding, and so we were able to get the jump on them. And that really helped us here because we're going to end up landing some kills here. And that's ultimately what you want to do, is you want to end up getting kills on the enemy heroes while keeping your teammates alive. And by doing that, you're getting gold every time you kill enemy heroes. You're making them wait to spawn, so your team has time to accomplish more things. Your team has time to farm up while they're waiting to spawn, basically. So right here we got the ace. I'm strong enough, I have enough items. I'm soloing the gold miner right now. Katherine is one of the few heroes who can actually do this. I think there's only like a handful of heroes with certain builds who can solo the gold miner. So I knew that the enemy had a long time to spawn, since we just killed them all and it's already been like 15 minutes into the match. So I just went ahead and just got the gold mine on my own. And now I'm still stealing farm minions from their jungle, because that's when you're ahead, you obviously want to put more pressure on the enemy team by stealing the minions from their side that could possibly earn them money. So we have a major advantage now. We got the gold mine twice. We got 2 aces. So, and we just keep on laying the kills on right here. And eventually they just give up because they realize they're too far behind. And I see that Arden's running around, so I cut through the bush and I just come in and steal that kill and just caught him on the other side. So I mean, you know, there's a lot of little things in this game you can do, and at this point the enemy just realized, like, okay, we are at a major disadvantage. Our turrets, we haven't even destroyed one of their turrets, and they've aced us a few times. They've stole all of our minions. We can't get our items. We're just going to surrender. So that's what they did. And I mean, you know, it was a quick and fun game, but that's the nature of it. And I really do like this game. I think I'm going to continue playing it, and I'm going to try to continue making videos of me playing different heroes and showing some strategies. And I might even make an alternate channel for all this stuff. So we'll see how that goes. So thanks for watching, guys. Peace.